It is hands down the most immersive add-on I have used, and I've used quite a few. Join me in this FSElite First Look. What's up, guys? Ronnie back, this time in a bus? Not just any bus though. Today we're looking at the newest in the FSLabs lineup, the A321. Put your sunglasses on because the exterior features the new PBR standard, unlike their A319 and base pack A320. More on the base pack situation a little later. There's also plenty of detail to catch your eye. For example, I can read the inspection sticker on the main gear and pretty much any other label or sticker on the aircraft. At the start I mentioned immersion, and with each flight you typically board the aircraft, and with this aircraft, just like their other A320 family aircraft, you get 100% integration with GSX. If you own GSX, in my case I own the level 2 expansion as well, you can, through your MCDU and minimal menu navigation, fuel and board your aircraft to the passenger or number indicated in your MCDU in real time. Check it out. We've set the zero fuel weight we got from our pre-flight paperwork and are setting a time to start boarding and request. With boarding scheduled a few minutes out, we request fuel using similar methods. Once we send the fuel data, GSX will ask us which airline we'd like to use, and the fuel truck will automatically begin heading towards the aircraft to begin fueling. Once our time rolls around for boarding to begin, the menu will automatically pop up to ask us which exit we would like the jetway to go to. All this being done with as few GSX menu clicks as possible. The extra immersion this brought to my flights was amazing. It is not mandatory that you own GSX to use this aircraft. You can still instantly load your specified fuel and payloads into the aircraft, just like many other add-ons, directly through the MCDU. I didn't say this was the most immersive aircraft just because it has 100% support with an extra ground crew plugin that's sold separately. No, that was just a very cool addition. One of the even more captivating and immersive features of this aircraft, I thought, were definitely the sounds. In fact, even in the rain, I started this aircraft with the windows open. Why? Listen to this APU come alive. A startup is coming, but sounds weren't the only thing that immersed me in the cockpit of this aircraft. Immersion is throughout. For example, the start switches on an Airbus are lift and move style switches. This is also represented in Sim using a right click to lift, mouse wheel to move method. Listen to this engine startup. absolute best I've heard. From turning the battery switches on and having the aircraft wake from its cold and dark slumber to the shutdown, the sounds captivated me. Add cockpit immersion as well in not only the form of sounds but realistically operated switches, and the only way this could turn bad is by not having system depth. But I'm pleased to report the system depth of this aircraft is no joke. Starting with the documentation is highly recommended. In fact, if you don't start with the documentation, you will probably have troubles even taxiing this aircraft on your first go, as the taxi mechanic is quite unique, utilizing the pedal disconnect switch to give a more realistic control. A lot of times the aircraft didn't read symmetrically either. You'll have variations from the left and right engine reading that ultimately give you the reassurance that the aircraft is actually calculating a metric boatload of data to give you the realest simulation possible. You feel that simulation even parked at the gate, going through the cold and dark to startup and taxi procedures. Nothing about this aircraft feels generic or cheap. The entire package feels calculated and precise. Immersion is in the air also, with not only the unbelievably in-depth systems, but also cabin announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details about award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the company that you'll see. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us. We join you in the cabin shop.
The announcements even go in depth in that you can even get airline-specific ones from the FSLabs forums. Now, there is one more feature I'd like to touch on that is specific for you online users of, say, VATSIM, and that is the CPDLC. This brought more immersion to an already immersive experience, and how can you argue with that? It allows you to receive and respond to requests made by ATC without having to step on an already busy frequency. You can even receive messages through this system that go straight to your NCDU. At the start of the video, remember when I mentioned the base pack? This A321 is an expansion to the FSLabs A320 aircraft. The base pack A320 is $139.95 US for P3DV4. The A321, this aircraft, again an expansion to the A320, costs $59.99. If we round this and add them together, we get about $200 US for the pair. I won't say this costs too much, and I won't say this costs too little, but what I will say is I have used other aircraft comparable to this one that don't do the Airbus justice like this FSLabs Airbus does. I have used other aircraft within the same price range, a number of them I might add, that don't immerse me in the cockpit with the same quality and level of sounds and system depth that the FSLabs simulation of the Airbus does. Even after 11 minutes of talking about the FSLabs A321, I've still only scratched the surface of what this aircraft is capable of. Before purchasing, I'd strongly suggest you look into the system requirements of this aircraft and keep in mind that the requirements shown are going to be based on a simulator with no other add-ons. This aircraft can easily be FPS heavy depending on the variables you present to it in sim. I think this wraps up this FSElite First Look on the FlightSimLabs A321 expansion. If you guys enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up and leave your feedback in the comments section below. If you haven't already, subscribe to stay up to date on when we release a new video, and as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.